Let's talk about swing forts. So what are the best swing forts? How should you use them? How do you even get them? Like, what makes you stand over the ball and think about how you're going to swing the club, and how many maybe thoughts should be going through your mind? Let's talk about it, get you less bunched up as you play golf and enjoy it more. So what is a swing fort to kick us off? So a swing fort for me is giving me a trigger in my movement which is generally focused around a direction. So what I mean by that is I might be moving, so at the moment my swing fort at the moment is the feel I'm moving my lead hip, so I'm really trying to rip it back and straighten this leg up, so they kind of go the same. And that for me promotes a straight to little slight drawing shot. So every swing fort I've ever had is to try and trigger a movement which then triggers a shot, and it makes me relate it to a directional pattern I want to find on the golf course. But it's also relating to me trying to increase speed. So my swing forts have real direct influence on the outcome of the shot. When it comes to swing forts, I see lots of golfers having swing forts. They want to hit a certain position, like I want my club to get in X position, but it often then doesn't bring any kind of shots out. The amount of students I've had that I've walked into, or they've walked into my lesson bay and I said, oh, what are you working on at the minute? And they'll have a clear idea, I'm trying to get my club, say, into this position on the way down, and I'll say to them, well, what does that, like, what does it do when you do that? What shots does it promote? They go, well, I don't know, they just feel better. That's a pretty destructive swing fort that most golfers get hung up on. So I'm 175 out, water on the left. I'm going to be aiming middle of this green, hopefully drawing it back somewhere near that pin, but not left of it. And that's my swing fort. It's directional. It's allowing me to pick targets, promote speeds that I'm trying to hit, so goals in my swing. Just pushed it, kick left. Oh, caught the bunker. It's not an easy bunker shot. But at the same time, it's going to help me try and hit different shapes, or certain shapes. Didn't hit it on this occasion, but that wouldn't stop this swing fort. This swing fort does work. I've tested it over time. They'll change and move. Target-based swing forts are the best. The more they can be focused on what happens out there with a bit of internal, the more free you are to start that movement. And that's what a good swing fort can do. It's got to enable. It can't disable. Got to allow you to make that movement in a more progressive way. Keep coming. Not bad. Should you have swing forts as you play? So on the course, as you go round, should you be trying to think of what your swing is doing, or should you just be out there playing? Well, I mean, it's horses for courses. Me personally, I always want a swing fort. I don't want to just swing. I want to have an intention, something to work towards again, which allows me more to focus on my target. You can certainly have too many swing forts as you play. You want to be keeping it simple. I'm down to one swing fort. That can change with club to club, because my swing fort with my wedges, very rarely does my swing fort kind of bleed through all clubs. This one's got to go over these right trees, I think. Because I've got different agendas with each club. This one I'm trying to swing as fast as possible. Other ones I'm trying to be much more precise with targets. So it might change, but yes, you should have some focus when you play, something that you're working towards, I think. I mean, if you're lucky enough to play great golf and just swing it, then just swing it. Now let's not forget, you've got many different clubs in your bag. I've got my 52-degree wedge here, and where at the minute I'm quite lucky that my swing fort can bleed. It's not exactly the same, and then the lie will take effect. Like this ball slightly above my feet, so now I'm going to be doing my swing forts more round to the right, and if my swing fort maybe turns it a little bit further left, well, on this one I might turn it off. And that's the thing with swing forts. There's times that you can turn them on and off, subject to the first point. They're target based. If they promote a certain shot, certain situations, I don't want to promote that shot. I actually want something quite different. Also, let's not forget, when I say swing fort, I'm talking of thoughts or things that are going through my head as I'm swinging the golf club. I have a setup fort, and sometimes I have 2 or 3 setup forts. So I have a grip fort at the moment where I've got to make sure my grip, using my new grips, is in position. So that is a fort related to my swing, but it's prep. And then once I'm over the ball and I'm set, I'm now going to move in to my one target base swing thought. For me on this one, it is going to still be the hip. Be up. Oh, stay there. Just up. Ooh, bit more speed needed. So making sure that you're good at distinguishing between pre-swing thoughts, setup thoughts, getting the time in to put them in, to then having the thought, the trigger for when it's time to hit. Oh, that is living life literally on the very edge. So if I take my chipping for the last point, can you have too many swing thoughts? Well, my chipping, I would put it much more in the certain, it's a little better now, but it's in the more struggling to feel comfortable bracket of my game, which then makes me really hunt and search for like loads of swing thoughts. And I would relate this more to the struggles that everyday golfers have. You're like constantly searching for that golden chalice, that thought that will just click and then you're fixed. And the thing with my chipping, I had to be really careful, is not having too many, trying everything. What if I do this? What if I do that? What if I do that? I really had to be strict with myself to make sure I tested each one, meaning giving it enough time, giving it time on different situations to make sure it has time to play out, because there's a huge problem I see with swing thoughts and amateur golfers, and that's thinking you need everybody's medicine. That's such a common problem. Oh, what if I try this? What if I try that? What if I try this? That all works and is fine as long as each trial is given some element of test. Otherwise, all that happens, little chacky spinners now, is that you don't work out which one works, because even with every swing thought, with every great intention of what you're going to feel and how much you kind of look at it before it starts and work it all out and watch every video that's out there, you're going to find that every idea you have has days where it works and days where it don't. If you don't give them enough time to play out, to see if they're really, don't you dare, thank you. It looks a bit silly if they just all go in. Let each thought play out over a bit of a period of time. You're literally just going to be playing the heads or tails game, just throwing it 10 times, thinking, oh, heads is the best today. Oh, tails is best today. You're not going to go anywhere. Swing thoughts, your checklist. Do you need them? Yeah, I think you do. You need at least one. Can you have too many? Yes, you can have way too many. Remember, they've got to enable. They can't paralyze, which they do for some people, and they've got to be target based. If you don't know what that swing thought is trying to achieve in a shape of shot as well as a strike, then is it really worth doing? They've got to be target based. And remember, you need your own medicine. The best way to get your swing thought is to go and have a lesson, a one-to-one lesson. This video hopefully gives you some ideas, but it isn't going to fix you. It's going to maybe light bulb some people, and some people think, oh, I know that already. Getting your own one-to-one lesson is where the real light bulbs will come out. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps. Post comments down below. As always, if you're not subscribed, give the channel a little subscribe, because there's loads of free tips on it and loads more coming. Thanks for watching.